All right, chosen one. Let's get real for a moment and look deep within your heart. Have you ever encountered a soul that doesn't just pass through your life, but fundamentally disrupts your inner world? I'm not talking about the fleeting crush, the simple infatuation, or the kind of momentary spark that quickly fades away. I am speaking of an intense, soul-deep magnetic force, so insistent and profound that no amount of rational thought, intentional distance, or sheer will can diminish its power. You've tried every spiritual and mental tactic in the book. You've moved cities, cut off contact, convinced yourself you were finally over it, prayed for release. Yet the presence of that person, or even the thought of them, remains an indelible mark on your spirit. There's an invisible, yet utterly undeniable, pull, a sort of spiritual gravity, that keeps drawing you back to this specific individual. In those sacred, silent moments when you are completely alone and brutally honest with yourself, a fundamental question surfaces. Is this deep-seated feeling merely a product of my own wishful thinking, perhaps a sign of my own emotional weakness? Or is this the voice of the divine itself, communicating a profound truth to my innermost being? Chosen one, you must understand this foundational truth. God is not frivolous with the connections he creates. He does not establish soul ties simply for your momentary entertainment or emotional confusion. When the heavens orchestrate a connection of this magnitude, it is always because that specific bond is inextricably linked to a divine purpose, a crucial mission, and a perfectly calibrated timing. Today, I am going to clearly unveil the 5 unmistakable, prophetic signs that definitively reveal when the Almighty has personally selected a specific person to walk a significant portion of your spiritual journey. Alongside you, this message goes far beyond the surface level of temporary passion or mere human desire. We are diving deep into the realm of destiny alignment. If you commit to staying with me until the very final word of this revelation, your spiritual eyes will be open to powerful truths that countless individuals live their entire lives unknowingly missing. You will finally grasp the true reason why this connection refuses to simply die down, why it persistently colors your prayers, and why a steadfast inner voice keeps whispering to you, even in the longest silence, it is not finished. But chosen one, before we begin this deep spiritual excavation, I have a vital, spiritual action I need you to take right now. If you feel the truth of this message resonating deeply, piercing through your current confusion, hit that like button to acknowledge the confirmation. If you know deep down that you are a part of this special remnant, this army of chosen ones being prepared for deployment, make absolutely certain that you are subscribed. Heaven is pouring out prophetic revelations at this time, and you cannot afford to miss the clarity they bring, and I want you to immediately comment the number 99 down below. Why the number 99? Because it prophetically symbolizes that heaven is leaving the 99, the comfortable, the known, the conventional, to pursue and perfectly align the one connection that is a non-negotiable part of your ultimate destiny. Comment 99 is a powerful prophetic act that you are completely ready for divine, unshakable clarity. Now let's go deep. What you are about to receive will forever transform how you perceive this person and your shared experience. Sign number 1. The repeated encounters are divine orchestration. Chosen one. Allow me to share a profound spiritual truth that most people mistakenly overlook in their day-to-day lives. The fingerprints of God are distinctly visible across all the coincidences in your life. You have actively tried to move forward. You have desperately attempted to officially close the book on this chapter. You've successfully convinced your logical mind that it's genuinely over. I am free to move on. I am successfully navigating forward. Yet, when you are least expecting it, there it is. A sudden, unexpected event. Perhaps it's a random scroll on social media where their specific face unexpectedly appears in your feed. Maybe you find yourself walking into a new place you've never visited before, and they are inexplicably standing right there. Or you wake up in the dead of night from a vivid dream, and their name is powerfully echoing within your consciousness. Chosen one, these are not mere accidents. These are not simply random errors or glitches in the matrix of your life. These, my friend, are divine appointments, intricately choreographed by heaven itself. When God determines it is time to unite two specific souls, he doesn't need to use a booming voice or dispatch angels with trumpets. Instead, he consistently whispers through patterns, through precise timings, and through the subtle, yet perfectly synchronized choreography of life that may appear insignificant to the physical eyes, but which resonates like a thunderclap to the spirit. Do you know the true reason why it persistently feels like every single time you are on the brink of completely forgetting them, life immediately and undeniably pulls you back into their orbit? It's because your profound connection is not just tethered to your emotions, which are often temporary and fluctuating. Instead, it is firmly tethered to purpose. And crucially, purpose does not simply expire when human emotions begin to fade. It patiently waits. It strategically aligns. It only fully reactivates when heaven gives the unequivocal command. Now, but here lies a beautiful mystery. God's most important divine connections are frequently concealed behind layers of inconvenience and challenge. You will often first meet or reconnect during moments that feel genuinely awkward, or within circumstances that seem utterly insignificant. Yet, in the spiritual realm, those very encounters are actually heaven's crucial checkpoints. Each one serves as a powerful test, a profound confirmation, and an essential reminder that your shared story has not yet reached its preordained final chapter. Chosen one, never forget this powerful principle. God will absolutely permit temporary separations for the greater purpose of cultivating permanent, enduring lessons within you both. He will allow the distance between you to powerfully mold and shape your character. But when the predetermined time is perfectly right, He will literally bend the paths of life to guarantee that you cross again. And when that next meeting occurs, it will not be a random chance. It will be an example of divine precision in action. I must ask you to seriously consider this. Have you noticed how these unexpected meetings are never merely casual? The conversations you share resonate with a depth that hits differently. The silences between you often speak volumes louder than any words. Even a seemingly simple casual hello can feel like a spiritual echo from a past you can't quite consciously explain. That is because your spirits possess an innate ability to recognize each other far beyond the constraints of time and physical space. It's as if a powerful soul memory is instantly reactivated every single time your eyes meet. The entire universe is not conspiring to bring you together just for a moment of shared nostalgia. It is not cruelly playing games with your fragile heart. It is the Holy Spirit actively recalibrating your entire attention onto something profound that heaven has not yet finished executing. But here I must offer a critical warning. Not every single intense connection you feel is necessarily divine in origin. This is why discernment is absolutely vital. When a connection is genuinely from God, these repeated encounters will not leave you wallowing in chronic confusion. Instead, they will consistently bring a silent, profound peace right in the heart of your unanswered questions. Even when absolutely nothing makes external sense, your inner spirit will always whisper, "There is much more to this than meets the eye." And that is the very reason why you are here right now. That is why this video message found its way to you in this precise moment. Because the repeated encounters you've been having are not just life on a loop for no good reason. It is heaven gently tapping your shoulder, urging you to pay attention. The true story is not over yet. You are currently in a divine rehearsal. Chosen one, these repetitive crossings are not interruptions to your new life. They are divine rehearsals for a sacred connection that is still being prepared and perfected. God is meticulously teaching you how to recognize His specific signature in your life's events. He is precisely aligning your heart to look beyond only what is physically visible. And as you watch and absorb this message, you are starting to fully realize what you previously dismissed as simple coincidences, what you casually brushed off as random, mundane events, were actually prophetic breadcrumbs all along, subtly leading you back to your ultimate assignment. But I must tell you something important. These encounters are on the brink of intensifying dramatically. Because whenever God is about to release something of major significance, He always amplifies the signals beforehand. Therefore, you must expect the unexpected and fully prepare your spirit. This was absolutely never a random occurrence. And chosen one, if you feel this specific word powerfully stirring something deep inside your heart, please stay with me for the next part, because in the following sign, I will reveal how this person's presence becomes a potent spiritual activator for your highest purpose. Even if they never speak a single word, the story is about to deepen even more profoundly. Sign number 2. Their presence activates your spiritual purpose. Chosen one, listen to this next sign with the utmost care. This sign is definitively not about the superficial butterflies feeling in your stomach. It's not about the temporary thrill of feeling seen, desired, or admired by someone. No, this is about soul ignition. There are many people who can make you feel wanted or comfortable. There are many who can simply keep you entertained. But then there exist those exceptionally rare souls who, without even consciously trying, manage to ignite a fierce, unquenchable spiritual fire deep within you. When this person walks into a room, something immediately shifts in the atmosphere. Your mental thoughts become noticeably clearer. Your prayers become far more bold and focused. Your heart, which may have been scattered and distracted by the world's noise, suddenly and forcefully realigns with your highest divine purpose. Chosen one, this is not a sign of emotional dependency. It is absolutely not about feeling like you need someone else to complete you. This is pure, undiluted spiritual activation. You must fully understand this principle. God does not simply introduce people into your life solely to make you feel comfortable or momentarily happy. He strategically sends specific souls to actively wake you up, to powerfully remind you of the essential dreams you may have carelessly buried, to reignite the powerful visions you may have silenced due to fear, and to ultimately push you back into perfect alignment with the precise blueprint heaven holds over your life. And the most extraordinary part of this sign is that they don't have to deliver a sermon to you. They don't have to give you a long, drawn-out speech or advice. Their mere presence is prophetic. Their energy acts as a potent force that immediately disrupts stagnation within your soul. It skillfully pulls out the warrior, the intercessor, the visionary that the trials of life may have tried to bury under layers of distractions and bitter disappointments. Chosen one, have you ever profoundly noticed that whenever you are near this person, you suddenly feel more intensely aware of who you truly are? Not the diminished version that the world desperately tried to define. Not the version that was shaped solely by past traumas or external expectations, but the authentic version that God whispered into existence before you were even conceived. That's because their unique spirit is specifically coded to unlock crucial, hidden parts of your destiny. This, my friend, is genuine kingdom alignment. It is far beyond simple chemistry. Chemistry is temporary. It inevitably fades. But when heaven itself forges a connection, it majestically transcends mere emotions and taps directly into eternal purpose. You see, when God is meticulously writing your ultimate story, He never pairs you with someone who will allow you to passively settle for mediocrity. He purposefully pairs you with a soul who will actively provoke your spiritual growth, who will relentlessly sharpen your powers of discernment, and who will effectively mirror back to you the powerful image of who you are divinely called to be in the spiritual realm. And here is a secret. This intense activation is always mutual. It is never just one-sided. When you are in their presence, both of you experience a profound divine synergy. Your respective spirits immediately recognize one another, and together you begin to vibrate at a noticeably higher spiritual frequency. Your deep, earnest prayers gain significant weight. Your once dormant dreams regain their powerful wings. Your core purpose gains unstoppable momentum. Chosen one, this connection is not about locating someone to passively fill your weaknesses. It is about powerfully encountering a soul that perfectly complements your ultimate calling. Two separate spiritual flames that, when brought together, burn exponentially brighter, not solely for personal momentary gratification, but specifically for kingdom impact on the earth. But be very careful, as this specific connection will not always feel emotionally safe in the conventional sense. This is because their very presence, their core purpose, will always challenge you. This challenging nature is not born from harsh criticism, but rather from their persistent presence of undeniable purpose. You will instantly feel a powerful conviction to rise higher. You will feel intensely stirred to finally confront areas of your life that you've been strategically avoiding. This is precisely what makes this unique connection both uncomfortable yet utterly sacred. And it is specifically within that sacred discomfort that God performs His most profound and transforming work in you. Because the absolutely right person will never allow you to be easily lulled into spiritual apathy. They will powerfully awaken the parts of you that the enemy secretly hoped you would never discover or claim. They will consistently remind you of the powerful prayers you stopped praying, and of the powerful promises you once thought were irrevocably lost. Chosen one, here is how you know this is a God-ordained connection. Even in a prolonged silence, even without any physical touch, their spiritual presence sharpens your singular focus on God. You don't feel distracted or pulled away. You feel powerfully elevated. You don't feel smaller or diminished. You feel like heaven is actively enlarging your spiritual territory and potential. And perhaps, just perhaps, this is the core reason why the enemy fought so relentlessly and desperately to separate you both. He knew with absolute certainty that if the two of you ever stood side by side, perfectly aligned in purpose, you would immediately become an unstoppable, formidable force in the spiritual realm. Chosen one, you are not simply experiencing mere emotions. You are acutely sensing a divine frequency. Their presence acts as a powerful mirror, reflecting back to you the true warrior, the leader, the intercessor that God has specifically called you to be. And this is genuinely only the beginning of your revelation, because in the next sign, you will truly understand why even the passage of time, the long silences, and the great physical distance cannot ever break a bond that was definitively written in heaven's archives before your birth. The connection you feel is not fragile or weak. It is eternal. And what I am about to reveal will make you completely see why that indelible bond steadfastly refuses to die, regardless of how far apart you may currently be. Sign number 3. The bond survives time, silence, and distance. Chosen one, you absolutely need to hear this powerful truth. Most human connections are inherently fragile. They quickly shatter under the stress of distance. They rapidly fade with the passing of silence. A minor misunderstanding, a mere few weeks apart, and suddenly, it's as though they never truly knew you at all. But when God himself is the sole author of a connection, the resulting bond is constructed upon a rock-solid foundation that the limitations of time, the pressure of silence, and the barrier of distance can never, ever destroy. You see, in typical human relationships, people often constantly seek validation. They demand, "Text me back immediately. Prove that you truly care. Don't let too much time pass, or I'll forget you exist." But spiritual connections operate in an entirely different, higher realm. They do not suffocate under absence. They actively mature in it. Chosen one, God will frequently allow seasons of necessary separation, not with the intent of killing the connection, but for the sacred purpose of refining it. He does not unite souls for simple temporary companionship. He deliberately forges bonds that are designed to withstand the harsh test of storms, the desolate wilderness, and even the coldest, most difficult silences. Perhaps you have personally experienced this phenomenon. Months have passed, maybe even years. You navigate seasons where life circumstances relentlessly try to convince you that the connection is absolutely over and done with. But then, completely unexpectedly, with zero warning, a powerful memory is triggered. Their name unexpectedly resurfaces. A vivid, powerful dream sharply disrupts your sleep, and you realize this is not just fleeting nostalgia. This is not a sign of your heart being emotionally weak. It is your very spirit responding to a sacred bond that heaven itself never permitted to be permanently severed. Chosen one, you must completely understand this. When God writes your story, he is not worried about distance. He doesn't panic in the face of silence. He possesses the unwavering knowledge that what is intricately built in the spirit cannot be easily undone by the inherent limitations of time or physical space. The world's philosophy teaches you that love will naturally fade when you are apart. But within the kingdom, love strategically matures in the wilderness. It meticulously grows deep, unshakable roots beneath the surface of your life. It learns to breathe and thrive in difficult seasons of spiritual pruning. And when the appointed time finally arrives, what has successfully survived the difficult distance becomes unshakable and eternal. You must come to the deep realization that this bond is not a mere emotional obsession. It is a spiritual tether. It is a powerful covenant that profoundly transcends everything your natural human eyes can see. Even when you both made the decision to go your completely separate ways, even when mistakes were undeniably made, even when harsh words were spoken that caused deep wounds, there remains something far deeper within the connection that remains perfectly untouched and preserved. That, my friend, is not mere human attachment. That is the absolute preservation of a divine assignment. Chosen one, you are currently being trained to recognize and appreciate true spiritual. Suddenly you find yourself praying with greater depth. You are dreaming with unprecedented size. You are perceiving your overall assignment with a crystal clear vision, because their spirit is purposefully wired to realign yours with heaven's perfect design. This is not simple chemistry. Chemistry can be easily manufactured and faked with charm, superficial attention, or physical attraction. But what you are truly experiencing is covenant activation. It is a divine synergy that powerfully transcends mere emotions. It fiercely stirs your latent potential. It skillfully calls forth the hidden gifts that reside deep inside you. It decisively exposes the areas where you have mistakenly settled for far less than your worth. Chosen one, You must come to understand that the one God sends will not always walk hand in hand with you through endless fields of roses. Occasionally, they will be compelled to courageously confront you. Sometimes their very presence will make you genuinely uncomfortable and spiritually challenged. This is not because they are inherently against you, but rather because they possess the ability to clearly see what heaven has deposited inside you, and they vehemently refuse to let you operate beneath your ordained anointing. Have you ever closely noticed that when you intentionally try to become spiritually slack, this person somehow, mysteriously pulls you back? This is not done through guilt or shame, but simply through their very presence and their constant pursuit of their own purpose. Their fierce passion instantly reignites yours. Their relentless pursuit of their God-given purpose actively stirs you out of complacency. That is not a mere coincidence. That is a clear sign of divine design. God purposefully pairs you with individuals who will refine you, not just ones who will only comfort you. They are not sent to be your easy escape from reality. They are there to function as your essential alignment force. Chosen one. They may not perfectly fit the classic romantic description of your happily ever after, but they are, unequivocally, your divine catalyst for growth. And sometimes, the specific person God chooses to activate your calling is not the one who makes you consistently feel the most safe and secure, but the one who relentlessly makes you feel powerful and sent on a mission. They serve as a constant reminder of your profound spiritual DNA. When the world tries its hardest to shrink your potential, they will powerfully provoke you to expand. When the enemy tries to drown you in self-doubt, they will push you to believe again with unwavering faith. This person becomes a potent living mirror, actively reflecting back to you the precise version of yourself that God originally envisioned. Stronger, bolder, and completely purpose-driven. And here is the hidden mystery. Even when distance or misunderstanding separates you, their profound influence persistently lingers. It is as if their voice echoes distinctly in your most important decisions. Their essence becomes a spiritual standard, a constant inner reminder that you are definitively called for more. You find you simply cannot return to small thinking. You cannot easily go back to shallow, meaningless prayers, because they have already awakened a significant spiritual momentum within you that vehemently refuses to die down. Chosen one, do you see the bigger picture now? This is not merely a romantic fairy tale in the making. It is a powerful kingdom partnership being materialized. That is why the spiritual warfare has been so intense and relentless. It is not fought because of your fragile emotions, but purely because of your massive potential impact together. When two specific people are perfectly aligned by heaven, their union becomes a powerful portal for divine strategies to clearly manifest on the earth. You don't just feel love for each other, you actively amplify each other's anointing. You consciously cover each other's blind spots. You instantly become heaven's answer to complex problems you haven't even fully seen yet. Chosen one, when God joins two missions, He is thinking far beyond your personal, momentary happiness or comfort. He is thinking about the countless lives you will touch, the many chains you will definitively break, and the vast spiritual territories you will reclaim together. That is why this connection feels so fundamentally sacred. That is why it feels absolutely irreplaceable, because it was never truly about what was emotionally comfortable. It is entirely about what is eternally consequential. And now, as you hear these final words, something profound inside you is undoubtedly stirring. A powerful realization, a profound remembrance. You are absolutely not crazy. You are not emotionally obsessive. You are simply spiritually aware. You have been consistently sensing what heaven has been meticulously orchestrating all along. A crucial kingdom alliance wrapped entirely in perfect divine timing. But chosen one, our work is not yet finished. We must now bring all of these powerful revelations together. In this final word, you will fully understand why God's deliberate delays were never actually denials, and why, when He finally chooses to move, He moves with precision, with undeniable glory, and with ultimate purpose. Stay with me now, because these next words will not just simply conclude this essential message. They will actively activate a powerful prophetic awakening deep inside your spirit. Conclusion. The activation and declaration. Chosen one, this precise moment, right here, right now, is absolutely not a coincidence. Everything you have heard from sign 1 through sign 5 was not just mere information. It was a profound prophetic unveiling. It was a powerful divine reminder that heaven has been meticulously orchestrating things entirely behind the scenes. Even when you were filled with doubt, even when you simply could not see the full picture. The clear signs you've been noticing, the repeated encounters that felt random, the unshakable bond that flat out refuses to die. It has all been a seamless, sacred design. It is a powerful blueprint that heaven specifically sketched long before you ever drew your very first breath. You are absolutely not imagining it. You are not being foolish or overly emotional. You are being called deeper into truth. God has not been silent during this time. He has been strategically and patiently preparing you for this exact moment of clarity and ultimate realization. Chosen one, the intense connection you feel is not here to merely entertain your fleeting emotions or fill your days. It is here to ferociously ignite your mission. It is here to perfectly align you with the precise version of yourself that the forces of darkness most feared would ever awaken. This is emphatically not the end of a difficult chapter in your life. This is the official prelude to your divine deployment. And now I want you to perform a powerful spiritual action. Write this declaration clearly and boldly in the comment section below, like a spiritual stamp that echoes powerfully into the atmosphere. I recognize the signs, because when you publicly declare it, you are not merely confirming it for your own benefit. You are simultaneously sending a ripple of confirmation into someone else's spirit, someone who has been silently and desperately praying for a confirmation that only your words, your obedience, can successfully provide. Chosen one, this entire scenario is much bigger than you are personally. This is much bigger than mere feelings. This is an example of kingdom orchestration at its finest and most strategic level. You are a critical, central part of a vast divine strategy that is destined to ripple across future generations. So, here is your crucial next step. Send this specific message right now to the single person who kept constantly coming to your mind as you were watching this video. Do not hesitate or overthink it. You might be the very divine instrument God is actively using to pull someone else out of painful confusion and into crystal clear clarity. Always remember this core truth and allow it to deeply engrave itself in your spirit. When a plan is definitively God's plan, it does not simply fade away or die. It matures, it evolves, it aligns, and when the absolutely appointed time finally manifests, it will inevitably burst forth with an undeniable force that no person, no delay, and no dark force can possibly stop. Chosen one, this is your specific moment to stand completely in spiritual awareness, to confidently walk in expectancy, and to fully trust that God is not merely writing a sweet love story. He is actively forging a mighty kingdom alliance that will powerfully echo throughout all of eternity. So, take a deep breath. If it's truly from God, it will absolutely return. If it's truly from God, it will perfectly align. If it's truly from God, it will be completely unstoppable. Now go declare it, activate it, and walk like the powerful warrior heaven has been diligently preparing you to be.